Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Trader Babes. My name is Erica. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and follow us on Twitter at Trader Babes. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about options flow, a very powerful, underutilized tool that can help with options trading and stock trading as well, because a lot about the sentiment and the flow of a stock can be seen through options flow. We are going to be joined by the creator and founder of Whalestream, which is an options flow service. We are going to get a special behind the scenes tour of the product and talk to him about how to utilize it in our own trading. Arya, have you used any options flow in your options trading yet?
I use just the regular option flow alerts, unusual activities, but this seems very interesting, and I feel like I'm gonna learn plenty.
Yeah, before the episode, I had a chance to go through the product myself, and Josh is actually going to give our viewers at the end of the episode a discount code that they can use to sign up. But I had a chance to look through the product, and it seems really powerful. I'm really excited that the creator of this is going to actually go through and show us how to use it to its full potential. But it can be a really powerful tool because you can see where these giant block orders are coming in, because as we all know, it always seems like someone knows something before all of us. So it kind of is just like that extra little something for us to try and get in on the action.
Yeah, follow the big money always.
Right?
This is going to be very good, and I hope everybody utilizes it because tools like this are the game changers.
Yeah, definitely. Anything that we can do to have an advantage, especially when it's just a tool that we can use easily. It's not another strategy to learn, another indicator to try and follow, anything like that. Just a different kind of tool, and anything that we could use to our advantage is always great. And we're really excited to have Josh from Whalestream with us. I'll go ahead and bring him in and we'll get started.
Okay.
Hey, Josh, can you hear us?
You're on mute, Josh.
I am unmuted now. Hello. I can hear
Hi.
you now.
Thank you so much for coming on today. We just did your introduction where I was telling Arya that I had a chance to go through your product a little bit earlier. And we're really excited to get an inside tour from you. Just to begin, could you tell us a little bit about what Whalestream is and how did you get this idea to come up for it?
Yeah, of course. Thank you so much for having me on, by the way. First podcast, so a little nervous, but we'll get through it. We'll get through it.
Don't be nervous. We're here to help you along. All
right, awesome. Thank you. So Whalestream, basically it's an option flow platform. We show real-time option flow, more focused on the whales. So we're focused on the larger orders, larger premiums, big buys. It also has some other filters that the orders would need to meet in order to show up on our feed. It's all in real time as the orders take place, so that you can basically track the smart money whale investors and see the positions that they're opening and closing, because we do show the sales as well.
Oh, that's nice. So you say whether it's a buy or a sell on your platform?
Yeah, it's implied by if it's filled on the ask side or on the bid side. So if it's on the bid side, it's implied that it's a sale. We can't know for sure, but most likely the whale is selling in that scenario. And we don't mix them together because that would get a little bit confusing. So we actually have our main platform will show the buys, and then you toggle a little switch, and then you could look at the sales as well. So you can kind of follow the whales, see what they're buying, but then you could also cross-reference it against the sales to see if they're also quickly getting out as well.
And how did you get this idea? Like, did it just come to you one day, or was it something that you saw with your own trading that was lacking?
So there's some other platforms that exist, and I was using them, and my partner was using them, and we both thought they could definitely use some improvement. And my partner is actually a programmer, and he's like, yo, we can make such a better version of this. I'm not going to say any names of what those platforms were, but basically, we wanted to make it a much more clear and easy to read and digest basically what you're looking at so that you can easily comprehend and see what basically take in all that information all really quickly. So basically it was redoing the whole user interface to make it really easy on the eyes, easy to quickly get what's hopefully figure out the intent. Yeah, hopefully figure out the intent of the trade. So we put a lot of additional indicators.
Sounds like you built something simple. I have not had the chance to look at it, but I cannot wait to get on it right after we're done here.
I will show you.
It also sounds like it's also well detailed. You know, you mentioned we can see where it was filled, asked or bid, and that will tell us a lot about the sentiments. So nice.
Yeah, we're really excited to see it. So if you could go ahead and do a screen share, I'll enable your permission now. That way we can get a tour of the product and see what it's all about.
And tell us what's different between your scanners as you're going to show us and our viewers what makes your product different.
Okay, definitely will. For some reason, my Zoom is not showing my screen when I'm trying to share it. So hold on one sec.
No problem. Take your time.
Sorry.
Okay, so what are we looking at here, Josh?
So right now, this is the dashboard. Basically, right when you log in, you'll see this on this right side over here. You can see my mouse, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So on this right side over here, this is the option flow. This is on the buy side, so filled at the ask or above. And during market hours, this will actually all come in real time. You can see
so the data is not delayed at all?
On the option side, not at all. It's real time. There might be a few milliseconds because of data feed and internet, but real time, no delay. The left side, the dark pools and the equity blocks over here, that is delayed 20 minutes from when it's printed to the tape. But we're actually working on getting that in real time as well from when it's printed.
And for those that aren't familiar with dark pool orders, could you explain a little bit what that is and what that can tell us?
Yeah. So dark pools are basically private exchanges that are only really available to institutions and really, really wealthy people that might have access through an institution. But basically, it is off exchange, privately negotiated large trades between, usually there's a buyer and a seller, both institutions, so they both know something. But basically, they don't have to report it until about 24 hours later is like usually the go-to. They can report it sooner, and if it's on a Friday, they could actually report it on Monday. So it prints to the tape delayed, so it doesn't really impact the market. It's kind of hidden, you don't really see it, hence why people don't really like it. But it does have its pros as well. The reason why they do it, and it would be great if we could do that too, is when they're doing these large transactions, their own buy would be driving up that price. If they were buying, in this case, 40 million shares of NEO, that whole order would not fill at one price.
I saw that earlier. That's a big block order on NEO.
Yeah. Oh yeah, actually, I didn't even see that till just now. But
$1.9 billion.
Yeah, that's
interesting.
Huge.
So what does that tell us, that they're trying to drive up the price of NEO for what? Because they're possibly expecting a big move on it. What can we infer from large block buys like that?
So usually large block buys are are going to be a support or a resistance based on the price point that they buy it at. So this 46.98, if it's trading above that now, this is going to be a large support, most likely, because a lot of money flowed into that stock at that price point. If it's trading below that, by the time it prints to the tape, most likely it's going to be a resistance. So once it hits there, it'll get bounced back down. But other than that, it also shows that there's a lot of interest in that particular stock, and somebody just bet almost $2 billion. And because remember, there's a buyer and a seller, and they're both smart money on dark pools. It's all institutions. So somebody just put $1.9 billion into NEO. I think it's something worth watching. And we'll definitely see how that plays out next week. I know it had a huge run this week, so we'll see if that continues.
And
Maybe it's,
go ahead.
I said maybe it's Yogi. You remember he used to be in love with Neo?
Yogi taught
from
me
our
how to
room.
trade Neo. Okay. Neo and I have a love-hate relationship.
Same, all because of Citadel. I made so much money on Neo, and then I think I was at Disney, and then somebody messaged me, did you see this tweet from Citadel? And they were talking about, I think it was Citadel, and they were talking about like shorting it that time when it was trading around like, what was the old high, like 60?
Something like that. Yeah, it ran up to, it was like right before, it's like during earnings, I think like fourth quarter earnings, and it had a huge run up.
And then I'm at Disney, I'm online to go on like the Avatar ride or something, and someone sends me a WhatsApp like, yo, did you see this? I open up my trading account and I'm like, no, I was down like 80% when I was up like 150% early, like 20 minutes before.
On an options trade or shares?
Yeah, options. But I had longer positions, but still like it took such a hit that it was bad.
Yeah.
I thought I was safe for like how far dated my positions were, but not even those were safe.
A lot of people use Neo because of the volatility. Guess you can't go on a roller coaster, but if you're at, a couple months ago, it was a great one to just, buy and sell.
Oh yeah, I was doing that, but then I also had like a few long, because I was going away. I'm like, I don't want to check it too much. It was having a really bullish like trend, so I'm like, you know what? I'll just get some long dated. Like for me, long dated is like 2 months out. So I got some long dated calls on Neo, and I was like, I'll let these ride. I won't even look at my phone. And luckily I got that WhatsApp and I was able to get out because it tanked way further than when I got out.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think we've all been burnt on Neo at least once.
Oh yeah.
So I guess going back to the platform,
yes.
I know we started talking about dark pools. So if you are, say, a beginner to options and you're really trying to look for a tool to help you with your trading, how could a beginner utilize this when they don't really understand the different intricacies of options trading?
So basically what options flow is it's literally just the option orders as they take place. So when you're looking at this and you see big money flow, I would never blindly follow the whales. I know our little tagline is follow the whales. We mean like, see what they're doing so that you can make educated trades going forward. So there's a few ways I like to use the Whalestream. The main one is obviously to confirm a trade that I want to get into. Like if I already have an idea, like I want to buy Apple calls because I think Apple looks super bullish for whatever reason, and then I see a ton of Apple calls coming in on the flow, it's kind of confirming for me like, okay, other people are seeing what I'm seeing. There's big money moving in. Okay, I feel a little bit more confident going into this play. It can also give you pause if you're like, ooh, I want to get into Apple. And then all of a sudden, all this big money is betting on, they're buying puts on Apple, and you don't want to bet against big money. So, I mean, you could still buy your calls. I would do it with caution, but I I would stay personally, I would stay out when I see that, and it could save you money, or you might even decide, you know what, let me see what they're, oh, wow, yeah, bear flag. Let me not get into that. So it can be used for that. It can also be used for trading ideas. If you see a ton of money moving into certain positions that you weren't looking at, you might want to come over here and click on the chart, pull up the, is it showing my chart or is it?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That pulls up a trading view chart, just to
Yes.
clarify.
Exactly. And it'll pull up the exact ticker that you like, whatever. I guess I was looking at QQQ when I clicked it. And you can do your own TA. So you could, I suck at TA, so I'm just going to draw a line and that's about it. But you could do your TA, and if you agree with them, you know, follow. If not, just ignore it. Look for another idea. There's constantly flow coming in. There's tons of money. Like if you look today, this is the top flow we had today. Obviously, we had a little bit of bearishness today. I don't know if it'll last, but at least today with quad witching, it was definitely down. And there was a ton. This is just based on the whale flow. So technically there was a lot more SPY puts bought obviously today, but from the whale flow that we're detecting based on our parameters that we filter, $19 million into SPY puts today. And then second place was actually Tesla calls. So this is the top flow.
Is that just puts, or is, because I see how it says all flow. Is that the combination of calls and puts, or
this
that's
is
just
all puts? And
okay.
Then their SPY calls was over here at 10 million.
Oh, I see. Okay. So, okay.
So this is just the top flow. The same ticker could be number 1 and 2. I think yesterday at one point, SPY was like number 1 and 2 at one point during the day. And then I think at the end of the day that changed. But yeah,
this actually makes me feel good looking at it, because I'm short SPY and I'm hedged with Tesla calls long. So
there you go.
I think I'm in a good shape here.
The big money is on your side.
Yeah.
I'd have to check the dates on here of you know, what those SPY, so you could filter by just SPY by clicking on SPY, and then we could see what those dates were. So a lot of them pretty short dated for expiration.
And what is more, is there a difference as far as one carrying more weight than the other when you see a sweep versus a block on an option SPY?
Yes, so a sweep, especially a multi-sweep. So we also show single sweeps, which can also be referred to as a split.
Sorry to the viewers, the difference between sweeps and blocks.
Yeah.
So with options or with anything, a multi-sweep is just sweeping across multiple exchanges to fill as quickly as possible. So multi-sweeps usually represent urgency. They want to get in quick. They will pay the price that it is right now because they just want to get in, which means most likely they think that it's moving in that direction in pretty soon. So time is of the essence. A block, usually not as urgent. I like to think of it, this isn't necessarily how it works, but I like to think of it as like an all or nothing type order. Basically, like you want it all to fill, you want it all at this price, or you don't want it. But that's not actually how it is. But it's basically just filled 1-to-1. So one buyer, one seller, similar to the dark pool, only it's not necessarily institution to institution.
Interesting. Thank you.
And then a single sweep also, by the way, which can also be like a split ticket, is very similar to a multi-sweep, only it's only swept across one exchange. So multiple, if it's a buy, they're buying from multiple sellers to fill that total order of 1,281 contracts.
And even if you're not necessarily trading options, is this tool useful if you're just trading the shares on a stock, just so that you could see the flow and the sentiment of it?
Yeah, definitely. So obviously this is more geared towards options traders, but you can definitely, anything you're doing with options, you can do with shares, especially when you're looking more at the long-term expirations, you know, for long holds. But I mean, I only pretty much day trade with options. but there's a lot of day traders that you just do shares. So the same thing would go. I wouldn't necessarily short, so I would only play the upside if I was doing with shares, because I don't want to get that infinite potential loss. But yeah, you could definitely use shares, and especially for long-term based on the expiration dates. I wouldn't do, necessarily, oh yeah, 6/23 expiration, let me jump into SPY, because they're expecting a short-term move, but look for those longer-term bullish trends on the flow, and you can definitely do it with shares.
And if you could just give us a quick overview tour of the other tools that we see in here, market news, IPO calendar, if you could just kind of go through and show us a little bit more of what it's about.
Of course. So these are actually going to get better with time. Right now, they're scraping the internet and getting all the data from various sources. But so the market news is just the latest news on the most popular tickers. We're constantly watching the trends to see what tickers are being mentioned the most. So those are the ones that we feature over here. We have the IPO calendar, which is, again, constantly scraping the web to find any new announcements of IPOs, when it actually IPOs, and fills in all the additional information. Earnings calendar, very similar. Did I click it? Yes, I did. So this will update usually a day or two after the earnings post, but this way you can go back to all the recent, and it's, like I said, we're going to be improving these as in the coming weeks. We're going to be actually getting more real-time data on this. But we wanted to have something there for the launch, but this will be getting improved significantly. But on here as well, I didn't even show you this, and this is very importante, the sales flow. Mm-hmm. So, and we put this warning up here so everybody knows when it's a sale, the sentiment up is obviously reversed. I take the sales with more of a grain of salt, because some people could just be taking their profit, closing out a position, but obviously selling a put is bullish, selling a call is bearish. So the colors over here are inverted. We're still playing around with if that's going to get confusing for people. But we wanted to make it very clear that the sentiment is reversed. Mm-hmm. But this way you could see all the positions that the whales are selling in real time as well. And you could just quickly toggle back and forth.
Yeah, that's an incredibly powerful tool. And with, I see there right next to it says watch list. So you can create your own watch list of different tickers that you want to see. Yep.
And then soon you'll be able to get push notifications for those tickers as flow comes in. We're also going to be adding,
amazing.
Thank you. We're also going to be adding a ton of front end filtering as well. So you can build your own like filters, stuff like that. Right now, we're at an early access price. So because we're still adding more and more features, and mm-hmm. anybody who signs up now will be getting grandfathered into the pricing they pay now. But as we add more and more features and more and more products to the platform, that price will be going up. But the people who sign up now do get grandfathered in.
And if you could tell our viewers where they can go to sign up, and what else was it? Yeah, if you can show us where to sign up, and what is the discount code for our viewers so that they can save a little bit when signing up.
Of course. So you can go to whalestream.com, sign up. We're actually doing 7-day trials as well. So you can test the whale flow, see it for yourself. Use code TraderBabe to save an additional $10 a month if you decide to move forward beyond the trial. Right now we're at $69 a month because it's our favorite number, and also you will only have to pay $59 a month because of the Trader Babes.
You're welcome.
I don't like that price. It should be $69.69. When you do it all the way.
Oh my goodness.
I don't disagree. But yeah, save $10, sign up now. You're actually saving $40 because when we do add the more features, we're going to be probably at the $99 price point. So get locked in now. $59 when you sign up with Trader Babes.
Honestly, yeah, definitely everyone sign up. I'm personally am going to be utilizing this tool next week with my trading, and I will report back, let you guys all know how well it turned out, because I really, really like this. I love checking options flow when trading. I check like 3 different options flows. It's a little ridiculous, but when I'm looking for a swing options trade, it is my go-to. With day trading, I've noticed it's a little bit harder for me to follow because you're trying to check so much already. But I'm even going to try to implement that as well. So we're so excited to put that to use. And thank you so much for coming on and giving our viewers a discount and showing us what the product is all about.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for this. And what better time than right now to have a tool like this at our disposal, because of all the uncertainty that is going on in the market. You know, you want to follow the big money. This is a crucial time to have a tool like this, and it's wonderful as is right now. You know, you got everything that anyone needs to make a lot of money, and whatever they have to pay, I'm sure it'll pay for itself very fast.
Thank you. Yeah, and if you tag us in your profit shots, we're actually going to be doing free months. We're going to give away a few free memberships each month when you're a member. We'll pick randomly from the people who tag us on Instagram with their profit shots, and we'll give away like 2 or 3 free memberships each month. So
that's
definitely
amazing.
tag us.
Yeah, if you wanna drop your Twitter handle and your Instagram handle, go ahead.
So the Twitter is _Whalestream, I think.
We tagged you. We tagged you on Twitter. So.
Okay, so that's the right one, right?
Yeah.
And then the Instagram is Whalestream Trading.
Perfect. Thank you so much again for coming on, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Have a good night.
Bye-bye. You too.
Want more Trader Babes? Subscribe now and connect with us on social media for exclusive content and access you won't find anywhere else. And we'll see you right here on the next unforgettable episode of Trader Babes.